We'll see where it goes.
See what happens.
See what happens.
It says recording.
Yeah, I can see it. It's recording. Yeah.
Okay,
Nice,
cool.
right on.
Okay,
Cool.
you can go first. Chris wants to share like a backstory of what it was like when I started and he felt left out.
Yeah, no, it's like it's gonna be my version of how it went down.
Different from my version. I was high on life.
But in a way, it's how it happened.
And I probably have a similar story towards this too. So yeah, this is great.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, she started last June.
Yeah, last July. Yeah.
Last July, and so like any of us, we're kind of like not sure what we're getting ourselves into, and so anyway, she just put her head down. She started doing it, and I could notice all these like changes in her, like personality, just how she was talking, and her mood was changing, and like I found like your energy was a lot higher. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I couldn't understand it. And because she was doing, her gratitude every morning and all this. And I'm just still like getting up, going to work,
Grumpy,
like not feeling like total positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so anyways, the best way I can explain it was, so we're driving down a dirt road, right? Me and Lexi one day. And I was like, okay, pull over. I got to take a piss. So I get out and she's like in the truck, right? She puts it in the park. I'm sitting there and like looking around, doing my thing. And then she puts it in drive. And I'm like, what the fuck, where are you going? And she just keeps, and I'm still doing my thing. And I'm trying to like, where are you going? Like, hold up. Like, I'm not done yet. So wait up, let me get in the truck. And then she just kept on driving. And I was like running after her, right? It's the best way to describe it. And then I just had to jump on the back of the truck before she just left me in the middle of nowhere. That's kind of how I explain it in my way. I don't know.
Like one night he like came to me and he was like you're leaving me behind and this isn't fair and you're all happy and shit and I'm not and this is bullshit. Like, I want to do this with you. And I'm like, okay, then do it with me. You have to get Facebook.
Yeah.
He got Facebook. Still took him 2 months to then bite the bullet and actually start doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, I feel like you're crazy more. You're not spending your evenings with me. Like, I don't like this. And I'm like, I'm busy. Like, I have stuff to do.
Yeah.
And Amy and I were basically in the same boat. I saw those exact same transitions going on with her that I wasn't seeing. And like, that was the biggest thing that I was trying to get out of this in the first place. Cause I knew that, I wasn't able to, because I have such a high paid salary job, I wasn't able to leave that right away. So I knew that I had to get into like that mindset. And I just saw like myself lagging at the beginning. I totally remember that exact same feeling, Chris. It was crazy, man.
It's so weird, man. I wasn't sure. I was questioning
like,
myself.
Like, Lexi, you're the same way as Amy, right? Like you guys are so driven, and like us, there's always like somebody in the background, but it was I felt the same way.
Yeah, and I was at first I wasn't sure. I was like, is it you or is it me? Like, I don't know. Like, what's your problem? Like, I was just saying, what's your problem? But like, it really was me, right? So. And
when you start to be in that more positive mindset and you're doing all these things for yourself, you're like, holy crap, this works. And then I would start testing him. Like, he would lose his shit over something. And I'm like, like, do you need to react like that? Like, what? And he's just like, I can't handle this. Like, why are you so happy? Why are you doing this? Just let me be mad. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's exactly how it happened. And then, once I said, I just jumped in. I said, okay, fuck it. We're going to do this. Let's do this together. Then, let's do this. And so ever since that day, when I decided to jump in fully and commit myself, that's when everything started to change for us.
For sure. And when there's somebody else in the business with you, whether like a business partner or just an accountability partner, every single day being like, did you do what you said you're going to do? No? Why not?
Yeah.
Like, you have 5 minutes now. You said you're going to do it now. And you're just like, okay.
It's like criticizing yourself, and it really kind of gets you to pull back and like, hey, what am I actually doing? If I say I'm doing these things, are you actually doing it? And criticize yourself. And it's always
Then that's like a core value, right? Like your integrity.
Yeah.
Like, are you doing what you say you're going to be able to like doing? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And even when you have somebody, when you're in a relationship, you almost have like a de facto accountability partner, right? So like even for anybody who doesn't have like a significant other, just be self-aware enough to be able to check yourself and get things rolling. Yeah. And
if you can't, then like reach out and find somebody who will keep you in check.
Yeah, not your grandma.
Not your grandma. She just loves you no matter what.
Yeah.
But like in the beginning, like I leaned on a lot of people because I didn't have him, and I kind of felt alone in it. But then I reached out to a few people in the community, and it's like, if you want someone to keep you accountable, they're there for you.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's so important. It's so powerful having somebody to bounce those ideas off of.
Yeah.
Right. I love it. Like, it's every day. It's just such a great day. You're always looking at positive things, like looking at what you can improve on. Mm-hmm. Right. It's amazing. So.
I don't know. I have a lot of notes on what I want to say. But.
Just little things here. Even things like what gets you up in the morning? Like, what motivates you?
What's your drive?
Are you going to a job that doesn't excite you, or because if you are, it's going to be so hard to want to be able to get up in the morning. It's almost going to be like hardwired into your body. Like, I don't want to get up in the morning. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then you keep falling into a deeper hole. And I found that was happening to me. I was tired of what I was doing. I wasn't enjoying, getting up in the morning and doing my gratitude, my journaling and all that. And I would train. I'd go work out after work, and I'd get off work and I'd go to the gym. I'd go to bed. Like, there was no time for me. And we both found, like, once we started making time for ourselves, like, dedicate that hour and a half, 2 hours before you go to work or before you do whatever, right? Mm-hmm. For yourself, and only yourself, right?
Yeah.
Just flip it around. Just think about it as your job being like your 6 or 5 figure side gig.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Think about it as if that's funding the lifestyle that you want to grow accustomed to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. That's the first thing that I said to myself. I was like, now I have a 6-figure side gig.
Yeah.
That's all it is, man.
Now I'm working on me.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I heard something this morning by Joe Dispenza. And he said, most people, when they wake up in the morning, if they can predict what their entire day looks like already, most of those people don't even want to get out of bed because they literally know what their whole day looks like, and nothing in that day excites them. Yeah. So they're just like, I'm just going to call in sick. I'm just going to lay here.
Yeah.
But if you have,
that's so true, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. But if you are working on yourself and you're doing things for you every single day, like, that's the kind of stuff that's going to get you out of bed for sure.
Yeah, they even say, like, a lot of these guys, they take like a freezing cold shower like once a week, and just like to like shock their body, just like switch it up, like keep it on its toes.
Yeah, just the little things. Like Joe Dispenza just says it so well.
Yeah.
You get out of bed at the same side. You push your alarm, turn it off with the same finger. That sort of thing. Like.
Yeah.
You look at the same thing when you're driving downtown, right? You always look at that one thing, or just something little like that. Mm-hmm. You can just change branch off and do something different, like any little thing, right? Yeah. Kind of break up what you're hardwired to do, or have been doing.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
What else you got? You had a bit more like energy, didn't you? Like.
Yeah.
And then mine kind of like goes along with that. Do you want me to just jump in?
Yeah, just jump in and I'll kind of bounce back.
So I listen to a lot of Lindsay Mango. There's a lot of podcasts and a lot of people out there that I can't stand the sound of their voice. I can't stand the way they talk, and I'm so focused on what I don't like hearing that I'm not listening to what they're saying. So I found her just really normal. She doesn't talk weird. She doesn't say or do weird things. So I just started following her, and I started signing up for every single free training that she has and taking notes. And every Facebook Live she has, I go on and I ask any question. Like if she lets us ask questions, I ask questions. She makes $1 million a year. If she's coming on Facebook and letting me ask a question, like I'm going to ask it. And so she has all of these trainings on, imagine your life a year from now if you had every single thing that you wanted. You had the cars, the houses, the family, the kids, the freedom, trips, like whatever that looks like, your dream life in every single area. You're happy with your body, yourself, whatever you have, you absolutely love. And then she said, how does that make you feel when you are picturing all of that life? It probably makes you feel really fucking good. Excited, happy, confident, abundant, probably rich, maybe a little flashy, all those things. And then she goes on to say, so to create that life, you have to start feeling those feelings now. Because we always think like once we get the new car, we're going to be happy. Once we get the new house, we're going to be happy. But you have to start feeling those feelings now, that you're happy now, that you're abundant now.
Yeah.
Before you get those things, or no, doesn't matter how big you get, you're never going to be happy.
That's
exactly. It works in leadership, and it works in leadership qualities as well. Like you don't have to have, and Kayla did, like Kayla said in her Instagram, like you don't have to have the following to be able to create like a leadership role. Like you should be a leader right off the start.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. And then you start thinking, okay, what thoughts are making you feel those feelings when you envision that life? So I would start to personally, so my thoughts would be, I have a massive team of amazing people and we work together every day. Leads are coming in every single day. I get to talk to new people every day. Me and Chris, we work on ourselves every day, and that's exciting. And that makes us feel, I don't know.
Like we're being successful. Like we're making those steps where we gotta.
So you're kind of working backwards. You envision the life, then you feel the feelings, and then you think of the thoughts, and then you go in reverse. So what thoughts do you have to think to create the feelings to get the lifestyle? So it's kind of like in those steps. And she goes over it really well. So she said, can you think those things could you think those thoughts now? Like, could you believe that those things were already there? Like, could you start feeling those feelings now? Yeah, we have the choice to feel any way we want. We have the choice to think anything we want.
Yeah.
So, and we all have areas in our life where we have felt confident, where we have felt, I don't know, maybe rich or flashy or abundant or loved or whatever the case is. There's always evidence in our life where at some point we have come across those feelings before. And so you have to, and so when we're thinking negatively, we are always going to come up with evidence that negative thought is confirmed. So we're doing the opposite with this. Okay, if you want a relationship, if you want, you want to get married, you want to have kids, you have to start feeling like you're loved now before you're ever gonna like meet someone who's gonna love you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I can skip over some of this stuff because that's a lot of it.
Yeah.
So then she says, what actions does the 5 to 6 figure earner do? And what does she not do? So if I was making 6 figures a year, I would probably have a team of people helping me out with video content. I would have a house cleaner. I would have, maybe somebody helping me with a lot of the things that I don't really enjoy with the business. I would be maybe making retreats for our team, or we can go somewhere once a year and all meet up on the beach or whatever. And then what would I not be doing? I would not be sabotaging myself with negative thoughts. I would not be exhausting myself, and then at the end of the day being too tired to be an active parent. I would not be surrounding myself with negative people.
Yeah, outsourcing has become like super important for us too. I feel like even when it comes to small things too, like even just hiring a cleaner and just understanding what your value is and what your worth is per hour. Like if you're gonna bust your ass, and like if you want a nice looking house or whatever else, how much time is that gonna cost, and how much are you willing to pay? Like if your time is worth more than $20 an hour, then someone should be cleaning your house.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. And it's little things like that add up, and then at the end of the day, you're like, shit, I didn't even get to my business because I was
and that's right. And even just start scaling it. Like I know there's a lot of new people in here, but even just scaling that to like someone doing or just learning how to do videography, or if you're not sure about how to do that, then reach out to somebody who knows how to do that. Right. That's been one of my biggest things ever. Like I am not handy at all throughout my entire house. So if I want a deck built, then I'm going to pay someone to build my deck, but I'm going to kind of learn how to do it as well. Right.
For sure. Yeah. It's like, what do you think your time is worth? That's exactly it.
That's such a good point.
And then find someone who knows how to do it and learn from them.
Yep. So actions to take daily. What do I need to do for myself today to show up at peak performance? I know that if I go to bed late and I sleep in till 6:30 or 7, and I wake up to the sound of my kids, I'm like instantly like, this sucks. Like kids first thing in the morning is like, no, I can't do it. They're so annoying.
I was wondering why you guys got up so early.
What?
I was wondering why you guys got up so early. I was like, holy.
Yeah.
Why?
4:30. Yeah, we got a couple hours to ourselves.
Yeah. So if I he gets up at 4:30, I press snooze.
Oh, God bless you.
Once or twice. Every once in a while I make it up at like 4:45. Most of the time it's 5 o'clock. So I know that I need to be nice and cozy in the morning, have my coffee, put in some, we've been really liking binary beats on YouTube.
So good,
Instead of delta waves, it's just like the noise just makes you like tunnel vision.
Yeah, you can
What's it called, Lexi?
And you're so clear on your thoughts, even like when you're journaling or whatever, right?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Binary beats.
Yeah.
Binary beats?
Yeah. Just on YouTube.
Yeah, just punch in binary beats on YouTube and come right up. It's all there, man.
Yeah. And I know for myself that I have to kind of lay out what my day looks like, just loosely. Okay, I gotta, kids get up at 7:30, gotta get them to school at 8:30, gym, maybe groceries, whatever. And if it looks too chaotic, I will start crossing things out. Like if my day looks too busy on paper and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks stressful already and it's 5 a.m, I'll start crossing things out. Nope, you can wait till tomorrow. Nope, you can wait till tomorrow. And just like make it nice and simple. And then
that's like a super liberating feeling too, eh? Like just
oh my gosh,
I don't really need to do that today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, cross it off.
Yeah.
And then I like to eat and clean. I like the kitchen completely spotless before the kids come downstairs and mess it up again.
Yeah.
So for myself, I have to do that every single morning before they get up. And then I feel I'm like, oh, you're coming downstairs. Okay. Yeah. I love you. I want to hug you and kiss you. And you're awesome.
Yeah, because you've made time for yourself.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. And then, so what do I need to do today to show up at peak performance? What am I doing today for personal growth? So for me, reading and podcasts. And I try to, other than the nightly trainings that we have on GAZ, I try to also just do like 20 minutes or half an hour of just like a YouTube training, whether it's ads or marketing or just around mindset or just like something extra. And then what am I doing to grow my expertise. And this is where I count in all of the Success Sundays and Transformational Tuesdays and Winning Wednesdays. Those I kind of like, those are so specific to what we do that I count those as learning more around my expertise. And then what three action items do I know are going to create clients? And for us, that's super simple. So I'm going to check the ads, I'm going to post content, and I'm going to follow up with any leads. Like, those three things are so crucial every single day. And those are the three things that get done every single day. And that's kind of all I had.
That's really good.
Chalk those down to your IPAs, income producing activities, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
No, that's such a good, like, I love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Time for yourself is just key. It's key.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. And then it's kind of like the time that you don't get to yourself, like if you sleep in on the weekend and the kids wake you up, you're just like, meh, I still need a half hour.
Yeah.
You guys can watch cartoons and I need to sort myself out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes more important, man. The king has to eat first.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
If the king doesn't eat first, then how is everyone else that you're supposed to support around you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How are they supposed to flourish, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a guy message me yesterday, and he's also in GAZ. I guess he said he was in it. He's in Grand Prairie. He's been in it for about 3 years now, and he said that he hasn't had any luck at all. Like, he's been trying everything, he says. And
He got to 2A in 3 years.
yeah, and I asked, well, who's your upline? He said, well, he mentioned the guy's name, and he said he's in the same boat as he is. So I just kind of asked him a couple of questions. I gave him some advice about what we just talked about. I kind of went over that with him, and and then I asked him, can you just explain your morning routine, or like, what does your day look like? And right away, I just noticed what he was saying was there's no time for him in his day at all. You know, he gets up at 6:30. He's out the door by 7. Gets to work. You know, gets home at 5:30. He says he makes dinner for his wife and kids, puts his kid to bed, and then he works on, you know, his for construction company or something like that. He said, and then by the time he's done all that, it's 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then it's bedtime for him, right? And that's like a perfect example. You have no time for yourself. So how are you going to improve yourself? How are you able to help others? How are you going to get that through other people?
What advice did you give him?
What did I say? We said, we pretty much said exactly what we just talked about. I can actually just look at it here.
And when you're not working on yourself, you don't even have the self-awareness to realize that you're not going to get anywhere in this business if you keep fluffing it off. Like, you're not even aware of that because you're so just like, your life is just muffled by everything else.
Honestly, guys, take even if your day is jam-packed, and a lot of ours is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, with kids and hockey and all that other stuff, just try it. 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, working on one thing, and then split that out.
Yeah.
Split it into 2 different things, into 15 minutes a day, and work that up to 30. Right? And just work on small increments of time, because you have to think that really, when everyone's telling you that everyone has the same 24 hours a day, that's what people are talking about. They're talking about micromanagement of time and small, like very small increments of time, 15, 30 minutes, and just work on whatever it may be, right? Like, whether it be ad training, personal development, but just work on, you know, whether it be 15, 30 minutes a day. Just build that up.
A good quote that I've really been looking at, and from Tony Robbins, is your rituals define who you are. What are your rituals?
Absolutely.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
No, they really do. And it doesn't help that humans are creatures of habit, and people get into routine and definition and things like that. And that routine is like the killer of imagination, basically. You get yourself stuck in something like that, take the 15 minutes out of your day, whether it be to increase your heart rate, to do whatever you need to do. Take 15 minutes and then just multiply that.
Yeah. Build off of that slowly. Right.
I love it.
And when you're in your routine, and like, I love Joe Dispenza. So,
so good.
when you're in your routine and you're constantly living the same day as you did yesterday, there's no room in your brain to create. There's no room in your brain to think of any new possibility. You're literally living yesterday over and over and over again. And then in a year, you're like, why is my life the same? Like, why does it suck?
Yeah.
It's like, well, your brain literally cannot think of a new experience. So
you should always compare to yourself to your future past, or not your future past. You always compare yourself to who you were yesterday, so you can always try to improve that way.
Yeah. And like the book, I don't know if any of you guys have read it or know of it, but it's called Day One. So the book is entirely about just how to, imagine, say tomorrow's day one, and then the day after tomorrow is also day one too.
Day one of anything, day one of a new diet, day one of a new relationship, day one of your being in your new house. Like that excitement and that energy around day one is like so high.
So you want to be the best leader today. Okay, do that. Okay, tomorrow, new day.
That's powerful, man. I feel like that's powerful.
And
every day is day one.
Every day is day one.
And I fucking love that shit, man. I was like, when I read that, I was like, holy fuck.
Could you imagine if you took that and lived every day as if it was the first day of a new experience, or like killing something new, or like that's powerful. That's crazy.
Yeah, I love that. So
you guys got to drop that in the comment for the recommendations, all that stuff.
For sure, man. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll get the author and all that, so we'll type it in there.
I'll just Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful.
And we were also talking about like, I know for Alex and Kayla, for sure, you guys can relate, but like, and you feel like you have to post content on your Facebook or on your Instagram. You're like, I haven't posted in a while. Okay, Google inspirational quotes, Snapseed, edit it. Okay, post it. Yeah, good. You get like 2 likes on it. You're like, what the hell? That was a good quote. Then you're like, oh, I was in the car. I was, on the parking lot of Safeway. Like, I just quickly threw it up. The energy wasn't behind it at all. Yeah. And it always shows. Like, but when you have something like a thought and you're like, oh, I have to get this out. Like I have to put this on my Facebook, and I'm going to put that picture, and it's going to be so awesome. Yeah. Like, people end up liking it and sharing it, and it's just.
Like your energy just transfers through the little screen, right? And people pick up on that. They'll be able to tell if it's real or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always most inspired at night before I go to bed. So that's when I schedule my posts, like the day before. I don't like batch and do a week. I do it like the day before, like when I'm like bubbling up with like an inspirational idea or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's something that I've been wanting to try. Just do scheduled posts that way.
Yeah.
You have a good abundance.
Even your guys' time, like even expanding on the time, like take 15 minutes and maybe look at somebody else's ad copy type and just duplicate, right? Like look at something that's working for somebody and duplicate it and put it into your own words and make it valuable to yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And even then, you're looking at saving a bunch of time.
And as long as we're always reading and listening to podcasts, like if you aren't getting inspired, then you're not opening yourself up to inspiration, because there's always something to learn and share when you're reading or listening to podcasts.
Exactly. Yeah. We're even at the point where you can show somebody who you're listening to just on your stories, right, guys? Stories all the time. Let's go.
Yeah.
Show somebody who you're just listening to on a story, and Lexi and Chris, you guys are both great at it. Even on workouts and stuff like that, like just take a quick snap of like what you're listening to on music, even just like small moments in time, and just like, this is what's motivating me right now. Yeah. This is what's getting me to go. Every single time I see you doing push-ups, dude, in the morning, I'm like,
That's at night. No, that's at night.
That's a night?
He does 100 push-ups every night. He has not missed a day since January 1st. We'll be laying in
the
bed.
game, brother.
We'll be
I
laying in
made
bed.
that. I made that a goal to myself. I'm like, I'm not missing a day.
That's crazy. That's wicked. That is a great one, man.
Yeah, I challenge all you guys to do it. Do it.
Nice.
Unreal.
For the next 7 days.
Start at 50.
Who's
Start
ready?
at 20.
For the next 7 days, I'm in.
Where's all the other dudes? Where's
For
all the other
7
dudes on
days,
here?
yeah.
Next 7 days, 100 a day for the next 7.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Take it on the story, guys.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's story it.
Yeah.
100?
Yeah. Let's
Okay,
do it.
we're-
100.
Break
Even
it
if
up
you
like
do
that.
that videos of
Have
10.
to. Kayla, 10 at a time.
Yeah.
10
I think I
videos
was
of 10
calculating.
push-ups.
I think. Yeah, it's awesome. I think I've done like 400 or 4,000 push-ups this year so far.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not really trying to like build a chest though, so maybe I'll do squats. 100
Hey,
squats
some of
a
us
day.
are, some of us aren't, okay?
I'll do the squat.
Anyone
I'll
out there
ride the
who's
squat
looking
train.
to do some push-ups.
Yeah, squats. Yeah.
Squats.
I'm down for the push-up one. 100 a day for 7 days. I can dig that one, yeah.
Cool, man.
And there's some nights where it's like, you know, you're all cozy in bed and I'm like almost asleep. And then he's like, oh, I didn't do my push-ups. In my head, I'm like, fuck it, who cares? He will get out of bed, turn on the light, and start doing his push-ups. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
you got to be joking me right now.
I'll tell you, like, I don't even work out, and that shit like motivates me. I'm like, I have to be doing that immediately.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I'm glad. That's good.
I just watch him every night. I just like most of the time I videotape it. I'm not getting out of bed to do it.
Yeah. I've stepped it up a little bit. Yeah, I'll do anywhere from like 120 to 150 now. 100 is getting like, you know.
What?
He said 100 is getting too easy, so now he's doing 150. Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
That's wicked, guys.
Yeah, that's kind of all we had.
Like,
I love it.
For you, Lexi.
what's that?
You have a question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the podcast girl that you mentioned earlier, I want her name.
Lindsay?
Okay.
Mango, like the fruit.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. I want to go back through this video because you dropped a ton of bombs on these ones. So yeah, I want to get that, and then a couple other things. We'll drop them all in the comments for everybody else coming in.
Awesome.
And,
Ed Milet just had an interview with Joe Dispenza
Yes.
too,
Unreal.
and it was really,
Yeah,
really
so
good.
good.
Because Ed Milet on his own is
Yeah.
really good,
Yeah.
and Joe Dispenza on his own is really good.
I would say for anybody on this pause or anybody on this call, especially guys like Ed Milet, Joe Dispenza, and then when that breaks
Andy
into like
Frisella.
Ron Whalen, Andy Frisella,
Yeah.
all these guys are like, dude, I remember even before I even started this business over 2 years ago, I went to Amy to ask if I could spend $99 to get into Sean Whalen's Lion's Den. And at that time, we were like not in the same mind frame that we were at. And she was like, this sounds like witchcraft. And I was like, it kind of does sound like witchcraft, man, but I feel like it works. And there's people, like I'm telling you, Sean Whalen, if you guys want to reach out to me, like I follow him on Facebook, follow him on Instagram. He like absolutely kills it for dudes with anything to do with entrepreneurship.
Sweet.
Cool, man. Yeah, definitely. You.
Yeah.
What was that
I
name?
feel like if Joe Dispenza. Oh, sorry.
What was that name? Sean?
Whalen.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll recap it all, but yeah, it's so weird to think like all these guys are very connected because they know, you know, they branched off in so many different businesses, and they've started with social media and just creating an audience.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Have you I bet you guys read that Happy Pocket Full of Money?
Yeah, that was one of the like the first books that we read.
It's a really good
Yeah,
book.
I haven't reread that book since I read it, you know, almost a year and a half ago.
Nice. Yeah, I
Yeah.
find in that book there's
I
a
need
lot
to
of like,
I need to reread that book. Yeah, there's a bunch of like OG books that people need to get their hands on, right? Like Happy Pocket Full of Money is one of the big ones.
yeah, that's a huge one. I find,
Yeah.
at least once a week I'll be reading it and I'll have a moment where like, wow, that makes perfect sense. And I can totally relate to my life and look at that book and say, okay, this is why I think like that. And it makes total sense. And just a little example, like everyone's worked for a paycheck, right? And everyone's been taxed. And they have you probably remember this, but they have a topic in the book about, taxes, and the way to think about taxes is not like, oh, the government's taking my money, like you're giving it away, right? So you're going to be more abundant. And I found once you can understand that, you're like, okay, I'm doing my part to society, like I'm giving, so I'm going to be receiving tenfold kind of deal, right?
Think of it as donating rather than it being taken away from you.
Exactly, yeah. And I just thought about that. I just thought it was great. I thought it was a lot easier way to understand, taxes and that. Everyone, nobody likes getting taxed, right?
And it was crazy because just the night before, he was like, holy crap, all that overtime that I just put in, I got taxed so much. Yeah. And it was like, you don't realize how much you get taxed until you think, oh, this paycheck's going to be this much. And then it's not. And you're like, what? Oh, shit. All of that got taken off. And then the next morning he read that thing. So it was kind of crazy.
That's kind of cool when that stuff happens. It's just, everything's just aligned, so to speak.
Yeah.
What about you, Alan? I know you had something to share there, buddy.
Oh, just I had a crazy moment over the weekend where for the past couple weeks, I've kind of been just in a little slump and whatnot in my business and just on personal and self-development and whatnot. But then all of a sudden, I went back home because I'm in Grand Prairie, Alberta now, but I'm from Winnipeg. And I went for a social, and my mom brought me to the side and was like, oh, well, come meet some of your aunts and uncles or whatnot. And I was saying hi and whatnot, and then they haven't seen me since last Christmas. And like I said, I have been slacking a little bit. I've been a little bit in self-doubt and just kind of, I don't really feel like I've changed a whole lot. But as soon as I started talking and whatnot, they kind of look at me differently now. And it's just like, you've changed. Something's different. And it's a good feeling too, because like, I don't feel like I'm changing, but I'm still putting in the work, but I don't feel like I'm changing. But you are, without you noticing it.
Totally.
It's awesome, man.
Because now your new minimum is like learning every day. Yeah. Or even if you're not having like the best day, your new minimum is still like probably working on your business for even 5 minutes. Whereas before, I know my minimum was like, oh, I'm not feeling good today, I'm just gonna get drunk. Like, who cares? But now it's like,
exactly.
Like over time, your minimum, what your expectations are of yourself slowly go up, and you're right, you don't notice it, but other people do for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like times where we would maybe just sit down on the couch and watch a movie that have any meaning. We've now changed to watch a documentary, just little things like that, right? So we get value, out of everything we do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But this is so important.
Yeah, and there was even a lot of stuff that Jang talked about, man. When he first started this, he was working in a butcher shop, and he would come to work ecstatic, like knowing there's something else out there different, just knowing that I may not have to be here for the next 40 years of my life. Mm-hmm. And he came to work like that every day, and like people didn't like it, right? Because it's expressing your own opinion, and it's just knowing that this doesn't have to be the answer.
Yeah.
And once you start thinking there's more to life than this, like I can do something else, I have more skills, there's so much more opportunity out there. Like you can't unthink that and go backwards and go back to your own ways. Like
you're so right, you can't.
Like once you're like, okay, I got to do something.
Yeah.
Once you make your mind up, you know where you're headed.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as it's a whole different direction.
I love it, buddy, and I'm so jealous you guys get to go to the playoffs with the Jets.
No big deal. Yeah. Well. But yeah, no. Even when I guess when I went back to the social again, I had another moment where it was just like I said last time I've been back in Winnipeg was since Christmas, and yeah, I spent some time with my friends there again, and then I told them what all the little things that I've been getting into, like GAZ. I've been getting into Grant Cardone's university training, and I started up my own business page and all that other kind of stuff. And all my friends, they're the same age as me, and they're like, they're like, oh, I don't know what the fuck I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
And we'll go down and sit there and talk with them. It's like, okay, then what do you do all day, like, and whatnot? And it was kind of cool because it turned the tables on me, because I know Chris, when he's at work, he's my mentor. Chris, you are my mentor at work and whatnot. Like, you help me push.
I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Oh fuck, man, big inspiration. But
Thank you.
For me, it felt like the role was reversed. Like, I was kind of like their mentor and whatnot. So it was a little bonus feeling for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so powerful, man.
That is.
Oh, I love hearing that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a couple
People just kind of look at you funny when you start thinking differently than you have been thinking before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of look at you sideways, like, who is this guy? Like, what are you all about now? Like, because they think of you how you used to be, right? Like, I used to be out of hand. And people don't even recognize me anymore. Like, I'm not the same person I was even 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
So
when change happens, it happens quick.
oh man, yeah, it does. And when you start realizing that you are in control of everything that happens in your life, that is so.
It's so powerful.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you, right?
Like, you are exactly where you are right now because of every single decision that you have made.
Yeah. No, the way I like to look at it is,
sir.
I think a bunch of
Yes,
paths.
sir.
Pick your path that you want, and whenever every decision you made is a crossroad, and you can go left or you can go right. Your left is your dream, your financial freedom, your dream life, like you were saying before. If you can have anything in life, that's on the left, and if you take your path on the right, that's like you becoming a crackhead or homeless or whatever you do. So fucking
Well, yeah, it's all based on, like, we're all in the same general boat. I mean, we're all in that 30-ish, right? Like, looking 25-ish to 30. And I mean, like, you really want to start, like, you're looking at, like, your years based on your experience.
Mm-hmm.
And you really want to get to a point
Yeah.
where,
You're breaking up a little bit, Alex.
like, you want to spend as much time as humanly possible with the people that you care about the most right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow is never guaranteed.
No.
Like, we've heard a ton of stories with a bunch of our friends getting sick, and God bless them and hope everything that works out well. But, like, things like that really put everything into perspective. And, like, you want to live now with your kids.
Yeah.
And with yourself, and work on things like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the cool thing about this business is, like, you can start living now. Like, Brandon and Caitlin, your little road trip, like,
right
you guys
now.
are documenting that, and like, it looks like so much fun. And it's like you're sharing your road trip with us, and we're like, it's like, that looks so fun. That looks awesome, and you guys are probably having a blast. Like, you can
makes you want to go on a road trip, doesn't
make
it?
the whole thing an experience.
Yeah.
No, another good quote that I've been looking up is live the life most people won't, so you can live the life most people can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one is a big one.
Yeah.
I know, like when we're talking to leads, we get a lot of people that will say, I can't afford it right now. Maybe another time. And I don't know. What do you think? Is it because they're just not sure of what's to come, or they're just thinking, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. But
yeah, because you guys still have to remember is that a lot of people who have, like, grown up in a lot of what has happened, you have to think that only 2 generations ago was the dirty 30s, where there was, like, scarcity. When you want to talk about abundance and scarcity, it was only 2 generations ago, like, basically our grandparents, whatever, mom and dad or whatever, lived through the dirty 30s.
Yeah.
And there's still that level of scarcity there where everything has to be kept, and if I do pass away, then everything has to be sold. Like there's no abundance in that generation to a certain degree because it came from a level of scarcity.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I'm sure like it gets passed down, right? It gets passed down through generations too.
Yeah.
I can see it's true,
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And that's really what it comes down to is what are you willing to do to benefit your situation?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And consistently every day.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to go to the gym once and be like, yeah, I worked out today. It's hard to make time to go to the gym every day or 5 times a week or whatever that looks like. But then in a year, people are going to be like, oh, how'd you do it? You're like, I'm paying a gym membership and I've been getting my ass to the gym every day. Like this, there's no pill. I just did it.
Yeah.
Make it a ritual.
That's that 15 minutes a day that nobody sees, that nobody even notices, but all of a sudden they've been following along on your stories and everything else, and all of a sudden a year later, and you're like killing it, you're banging.
Yeah, I love that, man.
Yeah, and a lot of the work, you're right. Nobody sees it. Like
nobody sees it. No.
Yeah, you practice and get rewarded in public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Even as much. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, man.
We can't hear you very well. You're breaking up, Alex.
You're breaking up on me too, Alex.
Oh, really?
You're frozen right now.
Even just as much of a social media presence as we have. Okay.
His won't even load on mine.
Oh yeah.
Go back to where you were before. I could see the fireplace. There was,
Yeah, it's like all red bars. It's no bad news for me.
Oh, he must be figuring it out.
Just muted himself.
Yeah.
Lexi mentioned about our little road trip we're having here. I almost want to go to bed, but now that I know people are watching our story, I want to get out and more.
And I noticed on your page, you have a pile of people who like your page already, man. Like, you guys are awesome. That's so good. That's so good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Caitlin's been on the fight button pretty heavy.
Nice.
Good.
That's good. Yeah, and you're building your legacy is essentially what you're doing.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
People are watching, and if you look at like when we first started doing videos, we would post them on our personal, like not business videos, but just like videos of working out or the kids or whatever. Say 1,000 people watched the video, but like only 20 people liked it. Like that just shows that like so many people are watching you, but you don't know it. So you have to keep up that excitement and keep up that consistent high vibe energy, because people are watching whether you realize it or not. And in 6 months, those same people are going to have watched you from day one. And if you drop off tomorrow, they're going to be like, oh, I really like those guys. Like I was going to sign up with them, but I can't find them anymore. So it's like, you just got to keep going.
Like you just had one message you today from when she first started in like
in
June.
August.
In August. Yeah.
She messaged me today and she's so like, cool. Hey, I haven't talked to you since August. I'm like, it's been a while. So like a lot of those people, it might not be the right time for them, but they're watching you the entire way. And then whenever they're going to come out.
Yeah.
And that's why we want you guys to get on the stories, and you guys could start seeing who's watching. And when they do reach out to you, it's not a big surprise because you know who's watching.
Yeah, it's good. And every lead I talk to, it doesn't matter, a buyer or not. I'm sure you guys do the same, but add them to your, just ask for their permission to add you to their personal, right? Then you gotta keep in touch with them that way.
And that's exactly like Lexi was saying. Like even like a year ago, you have leads coming back because they're always watching.
Yeah.
They're always part of that view history.
Yeah. Yeah. The power of social media, right?
You just got to get them to trust you.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm taking a picture, guys, so if you want to smile, now's your chance.
Uh,
Got
Way
it?
to be.
what was that?
That's funny. Do you guys have any stories to share with us? Or Kayla, do you have any words of wisdom from someone else who's been here for a while?
I had a couple floating in my head and I should have kept points, but I guess one thing, going back to the practice of like not having time to work on your mindset, like if you're commuting to work, there's no excuse for you not to be listening to a podcast, or not even to just be like saying your gratitude out loud, even if you can't write it down. Like taking that moment, because that's just like, that's blank space that you could be using to work on yourself.
And there are way crazier people on public transit that look way crazier than you. So if you're talking like, if you're ready to fucking get yourself ready for like today, like I love that this is like a Monday thing. But like if you're ready to go, then yeah, there's other people who.
I can't hear you.
I didn't get any of that.
Get off your Wi-Fi.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah. Use your data. You can afford it.
Use your data for the next 5 minutes so we can hear you.
Data.
Do you have to drive to work? You drive, or you like take a train, Kayla?
No, I drive. I want to take a train through that. But I wake up super early, and like I would prefer to do my gratitude before work, but because I can't, that's my only option. Yeah. But sometimes I just like, you know, I wake up at like 2:45 in the morning to go to work. So sometimes gratitude isn't my option because
what do you do for work?
So tired. I work at WestJet at the airport.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a very soul-sucking job, but I try to make the best of it. But another thing, then it only takes like 3 seconds. I don't know if I talked about this on the training that I did, but I learned it from Todd Campbell. If it's the only thing you do for 90 days, jump up and down 3 times and say you're excited with each jump. It literally changes your mood instantly, especially if you're about to go on a go live and you're nervous. It changes your chemical balance to being excited rather than nervous or anxious. And it just changes your energy that you bring to the table too. Like I've done it a couple times and I'm just like so pumped on my go live and I'm like, oh my God, I almost can't stand myself.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that.
Yeah, just little things like that. Yeah, even laughing just changes your mood altogether. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just start ha ha ha.
Yeah, just before you laugh, right?
Yeah, laughter is the best medicine.
Oh,
totally.
Yeah.
Alex, you unfrozen yet?
No.
I think I'm unfrozen. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hear you, but I can't see you.
I can. Yeah, we can hear you, but your face isn't moving.
Yeah.
We're good to wrap up unless anyone else has something to say.
No, I loved it. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as long as if you can hear me, then you can't see me, but whatever.
Well, there you are.
Yeah, I mean that pumped me up. Coming up on a Monday, man. That pumped me up. I'm excited.
Good.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we just kind of wong it. You know, I hope everyone got some, some value out of this and got some energy out of that.
Yeah. And I don't know how to post the replay or anything, so I'll just let Amy do that. But yeah.
Well, thanks, Lexi and Chris, for taking over for Amy for today.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Thanks for helping out with us, guys.
Yeah,
that was
thanks
awesome.
for coming.
Yeah.
I was like, if one person shows up, that's all we need.
Yeah, just one person. Yeah.
Well, it's awesome that like a lot of your team showed up, though.
Yeah.
Take that time, man. Take that 15 minutes out of your day. Whether you want to wake up 15 minutes early, whether you want to go to bed 15 minutes late, take 15 minutes somewhere.
Yeah.
And then just start splitting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's such good advice.
Take that 30 minutes, split it into 2 15-minute activities, right? And just start building. Start building.
Fair building, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
All right, guys.
Cool, man.
Well, have a good night.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys.
Good one.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks. See you guys later. Have a good
See you
night.
See you
later.
later.
Do you want to stop? Do you want to stop recording? Yes.
Uh-oh.